Joined this morning with Brian Jackson, the race director, to tell me all about this year's triathlon. Good morning to you, Brian.
Good morning.
So the BisMan Triathlon's coming up. It's an event that I know a lot of people look forward to every year, and it's always such a fun event. For people who aren't familiar or who have never done a triathlon, tell us a little bit about the event.
Yeah, triathlon is swim, bike, run in that order. So it's 3 disciplines, and it's kind of an endurance event that tests everybody's different disciplines in those different things, and it's a really great time. So a lot of people, their goal is to complete a triathlon, and the BisMan Triathlon is a really great opportunity to do that because it's technically a sprint distance, so it's approachable, and all of those different areas where it's a really safe event. So yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, it really is a fun time. So tell me a little bit. I'm interested in the history of this event. How did it get started? As far as you know, I don't know how long it's been going on, but where did the idea come from to get this started? Because it's grown into such a big event, like you said, that everybody looks forward to.
Yeah, it's been growing every year, which is really cool. And so it's been going on much longer than I've been involved in it. I know through the 90s there was this race basically going on at McDowell Dam, the same place. And it's just kind of gone through different organizers and things. And for the last 4 years, Mighty Missouri Coffee has basically hosted it, and I've been the race director. And it's been growing, like I said, and it's getting like a well-run triathlon is such a cool event to participate in and to be a spectator.
Yeah, and I've done the BisMan Triathlon for the last 3 years. I'll be gone this year, and I'm so bummed. I was literally like checking my flights because I fly in on race day, and I'm like, can I make it? Can I make it to this year? And unfortunately, I can't. But like you said, it is approachable. It's a sprint distance. So that just means everything is a little bit shorter than a triathlon would normally be. Because you know, there are people who are just automatically hear the word triathlon and they're just like, I could never do it. But that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, any race that, it's called a sprint triathlon, but any race that takes about 2 hours to do, I don't know why they call it a sprint. But,
yeah, exactly,
so it's a lot of work. Yeah, but it is approachable for beginners. It's still a really difficult race to do. But so it's a 750-meter swim, and then a 20-kilometer bike, and then a 5K run.
And so, yeah, so those distances, they for anyone who hasn't done one, they might seem like big chunks, but I think it's a great goal for people to work towards. And like you said, it is difficult to complete it, but not impossible.
Not impossible, and a lot of people, it's their goal to just complete it, and so our finish line is like a party, and it's really cool. It's inspiring just to watch, and people can come just to watch people finish, but have their name called on the finish line, and it's pretty inspirational.
It really is. That getting to that finish line after, you know, the swim, the bike, the run, seeing that finish line in the distance it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you see it the first time, and then you think it's coming, and then you see it the second time.
I've been faked out by that because you're coming back in and you see the finish line, you're like, oh, I'm there. And it's like, no, you got a little bit more to go.
Yep.
So you see it twice. But it's great. It's a great race for beginners too, like we've been talking about. But if you're not ready to take on the whole thing, there is a team option where you can do it with a couple friends.
Yeah, absolutely. So because it's an approachable race as a beginner, but even, you know, the swim gets people a lot of times. So everyone knows a swimmer. So you could find a couple friends and do this as a race and do it together and find some other people and race against them. So
yeah, that's great. Is there to wear a life jacket? Is that an option if you don't know a swimmer, or if you're not comfortable going out into that open water?
You can't wear any flotation devices other than a wetsuit, which provides some buoyancy. We do have a lot of volunteers out there and lifeguards with kayaks and things. So if you need a break, you can raise your hand and someone will quickly get to you. They just can't help you move forward.
Sure, they won't pull you.
They won't pull you.
I've asked, so they won't.
Yeah.
But Mighty Missouri is going to be out there. You're going to be fueling athletes and spectators with coffee.
Yep.
Like you said, it's not something that people really think of as a spectator event, but it is a lot of fun to be there.
Yeah, usually triathlon isn't a spectator event, but the way that we've kind of have everything together, it's great to watch. You can watch the whole swim, you can watch the transition area, and you can watch the finish line all from one area.
Yeah.
And even really large races, you can't do that. So it's really great. And if people want to get involved, they can volunteer, and that's a great way to watch the race.
Yep. So you're still looking for volunteers. If they need to do that, where can they reach you at?
BisManTri.com. There's some links to register. Which, I mean, athletes can still register. So and it's actually going really well. It's going to be our biggest race yet.
Great.
And so volunteers as well that can register at the same place. So.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Brian.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, coming up, we'll